known as the ghost of the forest because it's so difficult to see. This other tan animal you see over here is a greater kudu. Now the males get horns, but the females don't. Those horns can get to be 6 feet long. It's one of the tallest antelope in Africa. They stand 55 inches tall at the shoulder. Now we're coming up to the Sapi River. The Sapi River is usually a great spot to see some hippos. Now hippos will spend the majority of their daylight hours submerged in the water to escape the heat. They can actually stay underwater for 8 minutes at a time. Oh, there's one over here on the right. When they get to water, they don't swim. What to do is to walk or run across the bottom. It's one of the largest and most dangerous animals in Africa. A group of hippos is known as a float. Now this large white bird you see here on the island is a pink-backed elephant. It gets its name from the coloration it gets during mating season. It's got a wingspan of 7 to 9 feet. It likes to feed quiet waters, backwaters like it's here in the Sapi River. Now these animals you see here on the left are Nile crocodile. Nile crocodile is a very powerful predator that can bring down animals much larger than itself, like the zebra and wildebeest. Those powerful jaws can actually crush the bones of its prey. It can eat up to half of its body weight in a single feeding. Although it likes to eat one major meal per week, it can actually go months at a time without eating when food is scarce. They can grow 16 to 20 feet long and live as long as 40 years. Now this large, unusual looking tree you see here on the right is a baobab tree. It's sometimes referred to as the upside down tree because its upper branches tend to look like roots. It gets that way because it remains leafless for 9 months out of the year. It's somewhat drought resistant because that large trunk can actually store water. Now we got a great overview of the savannah. Now the savannah is home to millions of migrating animals every year. It's also home to some of the more popular animals of Africa like the lion and the elephant. Now if you look way in the back over here, it's partially hidden by the bushes there. That is a Patterson's eland. Now the eland is the largest antelope in Africa. It can stand 6 feet tall at the shoulder. They can actually jump 6 to 8 feet in the air from a standstill. Over here on the left, underneath the rocks here, see some spotted hyenas. Now most people will think the hyena is a scavenger. Oh, there's another one on top of the rock over here. Most people will think the hyena is a scavenger, but it actually hunts for the majority of its food. We live in a female-dominated society, where the lowest-ranking female will actually outrank the highest-ranking male. This brown animal you see here on the left is a sable antelope. Now the sable antelope is the emblem of the Harambe Wildlife Reserve. You may have seen this picture on some of our signs. Those horns lean backwards, which discourages predators like the lions from jumping on their backs. Now this formation you see here on the left is a termite mound. It's made up of soil, saliva, and dung. It gets as hard as concrete, so elephants like to use it as a scratching post. When they do, they'll look like the one you see here on the right. So antelope will jump up on there and look out over the savannah to look for predators like the lion in the tall grasses. Now this animal you see here on the left is a giraffe. It's the tallest animal in the world. They can stand 18 to 20 feet tall. A group of giraffes is known as a tower. Now the giraffe we have here in Harambe is known as a Maasai giraffe. Now that unusual pattern with the jagged edges in its coat is unique to each animal. Much like fingerprints are unique to each person. It spends the majority of its waking hours browsing and only gets about 30 minutes on average of sleep a day. It'll sleep standing up or sitting down. It very rarely will sleep lying down because that makes it vulnerable to predators. Now this large animal you see here with the big horns is the Ankoli cattle. The Ankoli cattle is the only domesticated animal here in the reserve. Sometimes it's known as the Watusi cattle for the people that first domesticated it. This other small antelope you see over here is the springbok. It gets its name because it likes to jump up and down repeatedly, kind of in a springing motion when it gets scared or excited. It can jump 5 to 6 feet in the air and 13 feet forward. This other gray animal you see over here on the right is a white-bearded wildebeest. Now wildebeest actually means wild beast in Afrikaans. In Africa it's known as a gnu, spelled G-N-U, for the vocalizations that it makes when it's grazing. Sounds kind of like it's saying new, new. They like to sleep in rows, which will give them security being with other animals, but at the same time, will leave an escape route in case they get attacked by predators. Now on the left, on the rocks over here, you'll see some mandrills. Mandrills are the largest monkey in the world. The adult male can get up to 100 pounds. Adult males also get red and blue markings in their face, which gets more pronounced as it gets excited.
Looks like you.
On the right, we have an African elephant. Now the elephant is a very sociable animal, but it's the females and the young that make up the herd. Males tend to be solitary or form small groups. So that was probably a male since he's on his own. Now the road will go to the right here, right past him, right into elephant territory, where we should get a good look at a herd of elephants, but the road is closed. So we're not going to go into elephant territory after all. Now here's a good look at that male elephant. But we'll have to go to the left here to see what kind of animals we can spot over here. I normally like to go through elephant territory. I don't like coming this way. And this is the reason I don't like to come this way. This old bridge, it's held together with ropes and wires and does not look safe at all. But it's the only way we got, and the other way's closed, so we'll have to go really slow. I think we'll be fine. It just doesn't look, it doesn't sound safe either. But we should be fine. It's not that far. Alright, hold on. Hang on. Leave me right. Hold on. Alright, hold on. Alright. Okay, we're almost to the end. Alright, we're almost to the end. Okay, we're clear. Whew. Now we're coming up to red clay pits here. Red clay pits are usually a great spot for viewing animals. As a matter of fact, we may see that herd of elephants after all. If you look at the clay, we got some elephant footprints, as well as tusk marks in the wall over here. Elephants will eat that red clay to get nutrients it doesn't otherwise get in its diet. Oh, and over here on the left, we got some elephants. That's probably the herd that made the footprints here. Now, elephants have very sensitive skin. So what they like to do is they'll flake some sand on their back, and then that sand and mud will act as a natural sunblock. You'll also notice they like to move their ears back and forth, kind of flapping their ears. And what that'll do is it'll create an airflow over the capillaries in the back of their ear, which will help cool the animal by as much as 15 degrees. Oh, here we go. Here's a great look at those elephants. Looks like they got a baby elephant there, too. Now, what researchers have discovered is elephants are afraid of bees. They'll run away from them. So what farmers in Kenya have started doing is they're building fences with beehives. And those bees will discourage the elephants from getting into the farms and raiding the farms and destroying their crops. So the farmer doesn't feel the need to shoot the elephant to protect his crops. Now, in addition to protecting the elephant, they gave the farmer another crop to harvest, the honey. Now these large birds on the island here are greater flamingos. Now those gray ones you see at the edge of the water are actually baby flamingos. When they're born with gray feathers like that, and as they get older, they'll lose those gray feathers and they get replaced with the white ones. Now you can see they're starting to get their white feathers in. Then the beta carotene and the brine shrimp and other aquatic animals that it eats will turn those feathers pink over time. It's the lightest pink of the flamingos. A group of flamingos is known as the flamboyants. Now this viewing platform you see on the left, a warden likes to stand on to look out over the savannah to look for poachers. Looks like he caught some because he confiscated their elephant tusks and rhino horns. These animals you see here on the left are bantaba. They're actually related to the wildebeest. They were hunted to near extinction for that beautiful coat of theirs. At one point there were less than 25 of them in the wild. The only place you're going to see an animal like that one is on a reserve like this. Now this mud pit you see here on the left is a good sign. These large animals like to roll around in that mud to cool off and get relief from insects. It means we might have some large animals in the area. Oh, over here on the right you can see a cheetah walking around. Now the cheetah is the fastest land animal in the world. Oh, he just sat down. They can achieve speeds of 60 to 70 miles an hour. They can get that fast in under 3 seconds. They can only maintain that speed for about 200 or 300 yards though. Now its keen eyesight and quick bursts of speed makes it one of the most feared predators in Africa. It uses that long tail of his kind of like the rudder of a boat, which will help maintain its balance when he's running at such high speed. Now this large rock formation you see here in front of us is known as a kopje. Sometimes big cats like to climb up in there and look out over the savannah to look for prey. This large bird you see over here is an ostrich. Now the ostrich is the largest bird in the world. There's a couple more of them. Although they have wings, they don't fly. What they'll do is they'll use those wings to maintain its balance when he's running. They can run at speeds of 30 to 40 miles an hour. Take strides as long as 16 feet. Over here on the left, we have a warthog. Now, the warthog is actually related to the domestic pig. It's a burrowing animal. It likes to dig these burrows you see here in the front with its front hooves and tusks. Then it'll back into that hole and leave its tusks facing forward, discouraging any predators from attacking. It's another great look at those ostriches. Now, these eggs you see over here in the grass are ostrich eggs. They can get up to 3 pounds each, which is as much as 2 dozen chicken eggs. That shell is so strong, a grown man can stand on one without cracking it. Now we're coming up to the Magadi Glen area. Another great spot for viewing animals. Let's see what I can spot over here for you. This large white bird you see over here is a yellow-billed stork. It's a carnivore that eats fish, frogs, snakes, and other small birds. They like to follow the Nile crocodile and hippo and take up in the mud. Now, for those of you who'd like another close look at some African animals, I invite you to go to the Gorilla Falls Exploration Trail. It's a nice leisurely stroll where you can see animals like the Lola gorilla, okapi, zebras, And there's even an underwater viewing area where you may see some hippos. They've also got a bird aviary there, which is a great place for spotting some really colorful birds. Or if you're looking for something else to do while you're here in Africa, I suggest heading over to the Festival of the Lion King. Shows every hour on the hour. Now as we approach our dock, we don't like to say goodbye here in Harambe. It's too final. Instead what we like to say is Kwaheri, which means go well, with the hope and intention that we'll meet again someday in the future.
Two pictures at the same time. You're set with one picture at a time.
It's a video.
Small pie.